See here again, right around noon, the snow begins to creep into the region, and then you could see a lot more snow rolling through, but then that line there separating the mix, the sleet, from the snow, very well defined. You could see a little bit more of that stretching further off to the south in the northern tier, where we're seeing more of that sleet and more of that mixture. That's what's going to curtail some of the expected snow totals. As you can see, some deep shades of blue hanging around into as late as 8 p.m. in parts of Bradford County, Tompkins County, Tioga County on the New York side, even in parts of Chemung and Schuyler counties moving forward. All under the extreme heat warning, looking at potential heat index values up towards 105 degrees. So it's going to feel much warmer than the air temperature, which is still going to be pretty high, up in the mid-90s. Still seeing lots of bits of extreme heat risk there as we head into Monday, but overall things going to improve by the time we get towards Wednesday. Now, heat index values for Elmira looking at 104 potentially on Monday, 102 for Tuesday, in addition to high temperatures that could get up into the mid-90s. Dew points up above 70. Going to be absolutely tropical-like dew points, and that's what's going to fuel this extra heat coming into the region. It's going to allow for some snowflakes to come in on Wednesday morning. In terms of how much total rain we could get from the system, we're looking at about a tenth, maybe up to 2/10 locally. Really not too much behind this system, even though it is going to be raining off and on for about 48 hours. And then you start to see some more showers pop up, and then things are going to become widespread on Wednesday afternoon. That's going to be the first opportunity for us to get some rain and thunderstorms in the area in quite a while, and that is going to be very helpful considering that we haven't had rain, most of us haven't had rain pretty much all month. 10 days plus in some areas without any kind of rain shower. Could potentially be getting around a quarter to half an inch. So a little bit of flooding concerns there, small scale flooding concerns. Haven't had too much rain at all, so the ground very dry. It's going to struggle to absorb any kind of water going forward. Low pressure system comes in, that brings in more rain for Wednesday. Behind that, that's a cold front that's going to cool us down. As we look at the temperatures, just a huge difference. You look at the first half of the week compared to the second half into the weekend, you're at 50, 50, 59. So very warm Wednesday for this time of year. And we immediately fall back down into the 30s just in time for Thanksgiving, for Friday, and into the weekend, we're down into the 30s. Area you can see there stretching down all the way down into far south as Lawrenceville in Pennsylvania. This clump of showers still pushing through, likely to break through into Chemung and Schuyler counties very soon here within the next couple of minutes. Certainly helpful drought, or I shouldn't say rather drought, but it's been abnormally dry, at least on the drought monitor. We're in the D0, not really too much happening, but this was just the map updated today, so it's certainly very helpful, and for some areas it is very much nice to see this rain. Canton and Wellsboro both 2 inches off of their average rain in the month of August. Hornell, Ithaca, and Elmira just around the 1 inch away, and Waverly was just shy of 1 inch off of its average. You can see though here still got a couple more of these showers rolling through, some of them getting heavy at times, but once we get into the middle of the night of Friday here, things are calming down. Well, Renata, as Katie said, we do have expected values of air temperature up to 95 today, and that can make it especially dangerous outside and when you're traveling in a car as well. At the top of the hour, a heat advisory was issued for our area, and that means we could have heat index values of 95 or higher for a period of 3 hours or greater. And we could even see those heat index temperatures get as high as the triple digits in some parts of the Twin Tiers as we go throughout later in the day. And of course, moving forward, the UV index at a 9 today, so very high. You could burn within 15 minutes if you are quite fair-skinned. And when you have, of course, a hot car in a 95-degree heat, after just 10 minutes, the interior can get up to 114 degrees Fahrenheit. After a half an hour, it's up to 129, and by an hour, 138 degrees Fahrenheit is what we could be seeing inside any just standard car. Doesn't matter the paint, doesn't matter anything like that. But I'm going to step in here to one of our cars here at our studio right now, and just inside one of these cars, we've even had the window open for a good 10 minutes. It is still incredibly hot in here. Using what I have here, I have an infrared thermometer, and I can actually take temperatures of the interior of the car here, and I can see the center console, 117, the dashboard, 128, the passenger seat,
126. Overall, it's just inside one of these cars, it's just incredibly dangerous. Of course, do not leave anyone unattended in a hot car as we're going through one of these really hot days. We'll be keeping track of this as we go throughout the day. But for right now, we'll send it back to you, Renata.
In terms of how much that we're looking at, really not too much over the next 2 days. Again, further, and I should say further west, closer to the lakes. That's where we're going to see those higher accumulations. In our region, around 1 inch for most of us, but those westernmost points in the viewing area are looking at closer to 1.5 to 2 inches.
Yeah, finally it feels like the winter months have
arrived. It's like we had our fun with the the warmer weather and those things staying above average, and we were kind of joking around. It's like it's so warm on Halloween, and now here we are, Thanksgiving, Black Friday, and it's caught up. We've caught up with the cold.
Completely. Let's take a look at that trivia, Connor.
All right, so we'll talk about warnings because over our friends in Buffalo under lake effect snow warnings. This one about winter storm warnings. How much snow needs to be forecasted in a day's time for our area to get a warning?
I'm going to say 6 inches.
6 inches is close. We would get an advisory. It's actually 9 inches. So every county in our viewing area except Tioga, Pennsylvania, they're in part of a different weather forecast office. They only need 8 inches, but the rest of us, 9 inches is what we need for a winter storm warning to be issued.
Thank you, Connor.
Well, welcome back. We'll start out here looking at the more sky cam where we're seeing some spotty clouds throughout the area and a lot of sunshine that's really warmed things up all across the region. Temperatures have really blossomed now into the 70s, but we're not stopping there. We've still got a whole more couple degrees to go. We could even get up into record territory. In fact, we're very close across some parts of the region. The record high today is 74. And with a lack of cloud cover, we could get there pretty quickly within the next couple of hours. And even then, we're not going to stop there. Could even get up to the 80-degree mark later today. Now here's the temperatures right now. 71 in Elmira, that's where we're going to base the record off of. 65 in Corning, 72 in Canisteo. We look further south, 68 in Tioga and Mansfield, but quite warm over Towanda, 73. And right now Penyan to the north, 71. So still very warm across the region, but as we go throughout the day, it's going to be windy as well, fairly considerable as we go into Thursday, and it's sticking around into Friday and likely going to pick up as well. If you go further west, there's going to be the higher chances of seeing those gusts get above 30 miles per hour, but then we get into the broader stretches of Friday afternoon, a much better chance to see widespread wind gusts get above that 25 mile per hour threshold and exceed 30 in a few cases across the region. Now looking into tonight, now there is the off chance we do see a very brief shower come in around the time that people are out trick-or-treating. So of course, would not be a bad idea to bring a little rain gear, an umbrella, poncho, anything to kind of protect yourself while you're out there. Now in terms of how much rain we're getting, well, just take a look. Not too much at all. These are going to be quick firing showers moving very fast across the region and not packing a lot of power behind them. More rain likely to come in the form of some extra showers and perhaps a more organized line as we go into the early hours of Friday morning, mainly before sunrise, as we'll see the best chance of some rain come around for the region. After that, fairly quiet on Friday. We'll see things cloud up as you go throughout the afternoon. In terms of how much, well, not really very much at all. Some locations here like Troy, Towanda, Sayre, registering just a 1/100th of an inch, almost trace rainfall, and most areas seeing just a few hundredths here and there, barely going to make an impact or even a drop in the rain gauge. It's just mainly a nuisance shower happening at some of the latest and darkest hours of the day. You're heading out this evening, certainly going to feel the heat. Temperatures will still be in the mid to upper 70s across the region. We still have to factor in that light chance of rain across the area. And for our 7-day forecast after today, of course, looking like the 80s, but potentially as we go into the afternoon with more sunshine, down to 65 on Friday thanks to that cold front, and colder yet for the weekend, 54 and 58 as we turn the clocks back. And then next week, another disturbance could bring some rain showers, much needed to the region. At the same time, we have Election Day on Tuesday. Temperatures will be in the 60s and 70s, so that above average conditions, those warmer than average weather, still likely to stick around as we go into the first full week of November.